Muy bien, hola a todos. Comenzamos con la última de las sesiones del Global Power Platform Bootcamp Murcia del 2021. En este caso tenemos un ponente de fuera de España y él se encuentra ubicado en Singapur y realmente trae una charla muy interesante que viene a poner en evidencia una de las cosas que más me gusta de la Power Platform y es la interoperabilidad que existen entre sus diferentes sistemas. Es una charla en idioma inglés y tiene como título cómo integrar Power Apps y Power Automate dentro de Power BI. Nuestro ponente, Prince Clare. Hi, Prince.
Hi, Dallas.
It's a pleasure. Welcome to Spain. Welcome to Murcia. And welcome back to the past, because here is today for me, but yesterday to you.
Yeah.
Okay. You can please share your screen.
Yeah. I'll go ahead. Let me know, guys, when you're able to see my screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to Global Power Platform Bootcamp for Murcia. Thanks for hosting me, Dallas. Thanks for accepting the changes that has happened over the period of time. Sorry, apologies for the same. Um, so here, the topic of my presentation is integrate Power BI with Power Apps and Power Automate. What we are trying to do by this is that we're trying to make it easier for a database or a SQL developer kind of a person to integrate apps into the reporting solution that helps to make an end-to-end solution for the end users. And with Power Apps, with so much of automations happening in Power Apps, you don't need to understand the end-to-end architecture to or coding to do this building of your Power Apps. Today we are going to take a very simple example. We have built a lot of complex apps with Power BI to do those updates in the Power BI, but today I'm going to use a very simple example to understand the things, to make sure that the developers, the Power BI developers that don't have too much knowledge in .NET or those things can make life easy for the end users by giving them simple apps to work it out. So just to give you a background, I work for ING Bank Singapore. I head the data analytics and the regulatory reporting platform for Asia. We are supporting around about 9 wholesale banking branches, one retail banking, along with 70 application under the whole tribe. I'm gonna just to give you a brief how the session is going to work out. We're going to see the how the integration with these Power Apps to with Power BI to have one place solution for all the kinds of tasks. Leverage Power Automate to reduce the task on Power BI service and automate operational processes. Guys, let me know in case I'm going at fast pace and you guys can't understand. I'll go slow.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we're going to learn the capabilities of Power App and Power Automate and how the integration with Power BI can complete the end-to-end solutions. We are working here with I'll just give an example that I've used it for building this Power App. You have a simple detailed report in Power BI where it tells you it calculates with the help of Exchanger, it calculates the data. It tells you exactly in the regulatory currency. So it tells you the regulatory but usually what happens, these exchanges gets fluctuated very easily, and sometimes because of the operational issue, sometimes someone can enter the wrong rates, and but But to correct that rates, it takes a lot of process from end to end, and but these regulatory reportings can be very time critical. It would need a very urgent updates. So how end users can do that part of the theory, and can get the things done very easily. So
Prince,
we're gonna yeah.
please. See, I want to ask you something to you. Please, can you speak slow?
Okay.
Because
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah,
okay,
got it, got it. Yeah, got it, got it. Okay, so what we are discussing here is, for example, you have a regulatory reporting. We have just taken a very simple example. You have a regulatory reporting where you have individual transactions getting multiplied with exchange rate to be shown on the report level. But what happens in the exchange rate gets fluctuated very easily, and secondly the exchange rates might be inputted wrongly by the users, by the operational users. So in those cases, if someone has to correct the exchange rate, it has to follow the whole cycle, data life cycle, to avoid all these things, because regulatory reporting can be very time critical. It might have to be submitted at the same time. So what they do, the best way is to update with the power app the record, the exchange rate, and refresh the report so that they can submit the reports very easily with the to the users. So what are the key consideration while building the power apps? The update and the inserts only happen to table. It cannot happen to views as a data source in the Power App, but there is a workaround for that. But we are not discussing for this example. We can always go back and check exactly how it can be done. Tables with primary key gets only updated. So, and you design your Power App from Power BI, as it helps with instant refreshes of the report without refreshing it manually. Within Power BI, the storage mode has to be a direct query mode to make it work. So these are the considerations that you need to keep it across. Now going, this is the small demo showing across. So if you see, this is just an original amount out here. It, sorry, and then you can get a reporting amount in the currency by multiplying with this one. So this is a simple example. Now I'll go to a demo file and show you how it works. So just a sample now. Someone selling why SGD is 0.98. SGD has to be 1 because you are in the same reporting currency. So why it's getting changed. So then you will someone say, okay, maybe we put in wrongly. So let's change it. So this one we would be able to change it very easily. Just so I'll put it to I'll just click on the report within the Power BI itself. I'm editing the record. I'm saying no, it has to be 1. So I click at as 1. I'll submit, and you'll see how the whole report gets refreshed.
Hey, Prince, this is the Power BI service or
This is
on
Power
the
BI service.
desktop
This is Power BI
service, right?
service. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
You can do it on the Power BI desktop also. So the Power Apps works on the Power
Okay.
BI desktop. It just
Good.
has to have a good gateway connection. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, this was Darlis, correct?
Sorry, it was me, Luis Pastor.
Luis Pastor. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, it just got updated, so it's refreshing the whole report. See, it changed the report exactly at the same time. So you can imagine how quickly you can do all these tasks within seconds. If if you guys are from a reporting background, you understand the basic things what happen generally. What reporting is just a reporting solutions. You don't users don't get other stuff along with it. But with the integration of Power App, with small, you can get all these smaller tasks get automated with the Power Apps, help of Power Apps and Power Automate. I'm gonna delete this app. I'm gonna recreate one more for you guys because this one was the last demo that I did. So that's why the app is here. Give me a sec. I'm gonna remove it. So we all know the visualization of Power App is already here. I'm gonna use the Power App. So there's a difference while you can even choose the app also, but the problem with choosing the app would be you're gonna lose the instant refresh. You have to refresh the page to get the report. So that something is another topic. I'll send you a YouTube link to. I've made a video, the difference between building a Power App from Power BI and building a Power App from a previous build Power Apps. So you just need to do this. You've got the visualization done, and now we'll just add the fields that needs to be part of it. I want the currency exchange rate ID, currency name, rate type, and the rate. So once I did, they're asking you to choose an app. If you choose the app, then you lose a lot of refresh capabilities within it. You still refreshes it, but it doesn't refreshes it instantly. So you need to refresh the page. So having said that, let's do this one. Now we can create a new one. So we'll build that app now in front, and you will see within 5 or 7 minutes you can build this app. Uh, and I'll another thing that you can use Power Apps, you can even use the Power App directly. I'll show you that example also. First, we will build it customly, and then we will see how we can ask Power App to build the app for us. I'll s- I'll skip it for now. I don't need this same gallery. I would like to do another gallery for this one. So if you see this, I'm gonna this is a new screen. I'm gonna insert a gallery. Wait. I'm gonna remove the screen. Okay. First, let it I'll insert a new. I'll insert a, a list screen. I'm gonna remove this one. I'm gonna name the title to selection of the record. Okay. I'm gonna change the screen name to uh, record selection. Go to the browse screen, enter the connector. I'll put an exchange rate out here. I'm gonna edit the field. So you can see it's already up out there for you to get the data. You can always customize this, the look and feel. I'm going to just use the title and subtitle without the image because I don't have an image as of now. You can always add the image of currencies out there. So you can see all the data up here. I haven't added any selection out here. Now I'm going to add another screen to it. That would be a scrollable screen. Guys, you are able to follow me, correct? I'm going to delete the canvas. I don't need the canvas. I'm going to change the title to display record screen. I'm going to add a display form here. So it's going to show me the details of the record that I select on the screen. I got the exchange rates. I'll put it as add field out here. I just need the CCY name, the rate type, and the rate here.
Prince,
Yeah,
Prince, I have a question.
yeah,
Here you are using a SQL Server database,
yeah,
and I believe that in the Power BI you use the same SQL Server database.
yes.
What happened when your data source isn't a SQL Server database that you can share between two systems? what happens when it's a web API or JSON or CSV.
Okay, so your data source has to be in direct query, so you can only work with the source. This Power Apps only works with the sources that are in a direct query mode. So you need to have in a direct query mode to do it. I think there are a set of four systems that you do it. You can do it with SQL Server, you can do it with Excel and CSV files in a source, but I don't think so you can do it with JSON files. That's what I think so, but I'm not sure about it. But I can send you the link of data sources that you can use it to that you can use it in this format to make it work on the direct query. So there are set of data sources that can be used for these things. I have done it with Excel also. I've done it with CSVs also. Uh, uh, if can show you with CSV file, just give me a second. I must have created it somewhere here. I can show you the app out here. Give me a second. Give me okay. I'm not on my system account. I'm on my personal account. Give me a second if I can bring up that thing.
Okay, don't worry, don't worry.
I'll show you about that as well. I can send you the link. I have created some videos over it. I can send you that link of the app getting done from the CSVs and the Excels also. Okay, so now coming back to the form where we were. So here we are going to display the record. How we going to get this record from the browser screen? It would be just a item here where you can go and just say browse gallery dot the selected value out here. So you will get the all the values out here. So once you get that, it tells you, now we'll add certain icons to it to go back and forth and edit. So I'll put one edit icon that we're gonna build as a screen for that one. I'm gonna add a left but the back button. I can put an action. I can just put a navigate on selection, go back to the record selection. So so as part of this one, you're getting it on its own. So it's predicting what you're trying to do and giving you suggestions over it. So you can imagine someone who doesn't have any experience with so-called codings and all that stuff can get all these things done so easily, and Power Apps helps them do that task as well. So once I got this one, I'm gonna make the screen name as a display screen. Display screen. Uh, Once that is done, I'm gonna add another screen to it. Scrollable. I'm gonna add a form that is gonna edit it this time around the same. So I'm gonna add the field name. I'm gonna add the name of CC name, rate, rate type, and rate. I'm going to do again the same thing to get the data record here from item, browse gallery dot selected. You got the values out here. So what it does now, you have at least the data from the first screen, and now we need to do how we can do submit. So we'll add a button out here, so that we'll name it to a submit button. On top of this, what it's going to do is the selection on select, it's gonna submit the form. See, again it will tell you what form you're gonna submit. This is the part that makes the Power BI gets refreshed. If you don't have this one, then it doesn't integrate properly. The refresh doesn't happen. So you need to manually refresh it every time. So see, this is the part that gives you the power of doing that part. Okay, now I'm gonna add a but. So once that refresh is done, so where it should go, so how it's gonna go at the level of the form. Give me a second. Okay, so on what happens when it's a successful, once it does it successfully updates the records or inserts the records. So what I'm gonna say, go navigate to the display screen, so you can see the record out there. Okay, so once that is done, uh, uh, so see, this is your app is almost there. Now we just need to do paths. We just need to click on the edit so that it goes on the action. It at least goes navigates to. See, it's already telling me to go to screen 2. So imagine it's already having all this done for me. I just need to go and just set it up. This one I think we have already set it up. Now we need to set this one up because it's still so we navigate to display screen, so it's already doing all of you. This one is the one that we need to do a little bit formatting, where what we are telling it to do is that you create a new empty form of the one that we have used it here. So the empty form would be created from the form one that is part of that thing, and then I say navigate to the screen to done. So your app is almost ready out here. So I'll just click on the preview, see what is it working or not. I'll put INR fixed. INR is too expensive. I'm gonna change it to 1 point or 0.2. I'll submit. It takes me to the data exactly there. So you can see how quickly we were able to build the whole app. You can save the app, demo underscore Spain. So once this is getting saved, you will see on the Power App, it's all will start getting, see, it's all start generating the report or the app itself here. So this was one that we built it customizingly. So now if you, for example, someone new to very new to Power Apps, doesn't understand a lot of things out here, it can ask Power App to build the Power App for him. You choose your data source. So it gives you a lot of places for the connectors. So let me, I choose my SQL server. I tell, okay, I need the exchange rates, connect, and leave the Power App to do. So Power App understand on its own what kind of things I'm going to do it. It's going to build the app for me already on its own. So similarly, you can do, see, it builds the app for its own. I think it took less than seconds also to build the whole thing. And you can always test this also. You can go here, go to the rates, make the changes, make the updates. For example, you want to build a new record, you can go and create a new record. So you can imagine how quickly it made the use of things, and then you can use it in the Power BI if it's very simple. But if it's a little bit complex, then you can use the technique that I showed it earlier to do the build the app from scratch on its own, or you can create an app with the automated one and then edit it as per your requirements. So these are the things that you can do it, the stuff with here. Okay, let me show now the app that we have built. So let it go in a full mode. Okay, so I'm gonna change the so-called INR rates to okay. Okay, we don't have an INR. Okay, so what we're gonna change? We're gonna change the USD6, this one. Okay, so because USD6 is too high, USD floating with the app that we just built it. Edit. It should be 0.5. I'll submit. See, it updated the record. It's gonna refresh this one as well. See, it refreshed it with the value. So you can imagine how quickly we can build the app and we can get the things done for us, our users. So this is one part of the integration. The next part is how we can integrate the Power Automate also along with Power BI to get your tasks done. Okay, so the demo is done. Now I'm going to go to the how we're going to integrate the Power Automate in Power BI. So Power Automate is a service that helps you create with automated workflows between your favorite apps and services to synchronize files, get notification, collect data, and more. What does the Power Automate consist of? It consists of the trigger points, and then it consists of so-called tasks that you can perform and then send notification and all that stuff. So we're gonna use this. So how you're gonna do it? You're gonna so the only trigger from out of the box from Power BI is the Power BI data alert. It only uses with the refresh data. So whenever there is a refresh and a trigger is reached the limits, it is going to trigger the or you can trigger the workflow with it. But with this APIs, with this so-called REST API as well as the normal HTTP APIs, what is happening is that now it has opened the world of automations. You can do it with Power BI. We're going to show you some smaller versions of those things. So now, so what are the different tasks that you can do from Power BI perspective? You can just do 4 tasks with the with respect to Power BI. You can add rows to the data set. You can refresh the data sets. You can download the paginated reports. You can download the reports. So download the normal reports. So people will say, why not other tasks? You can still do a lot of other tasks, but it will have to be done with REST API. So this REST API is also is a very powerful tool that Power BI has given us to, and then you can use the REST APIs to do a lot of automations. Sorry guys. So now we're gonna show you the smaller tasks with Power Automate to do these smaller things. Um, uh, so okay, let's actually go through the workflows. Okay, we'll start with the simple refresh workflow. I'm just trying to bring this up. No. Where is my workflows? Okay. Where is the refresh data set? Not the HTTP. Okay, so this is a simple workflow. It tells you the recurrence that you can build it. You can't have the same similar kind of recurrences in Power BI, so that is the reason that they have come with the flows. You can build this reference and then just go ahead and refresh your data set. it just two parts to it. You send the workspace, and then you just do the dataset, which dataset you're trying to refresh. So it's as simple as that, and it just refreshes as per the frequency that you have notified to it. uh, Another one that it does very easily. Okay, sometimes you say that it does this thing can be done with Power BI also, but the main point that the another one that I'm going to show you is the one that is very where we are using an API call to refresh a data set. I show you in the report level also. Give me a second. Where is my report? If the report is here. Okay, so on the basis of just click, you are able to refresh. So in this sense, you don't have to have a access to the workspace. If you don't want to give access to your workspace to the users, end users, you don't want to give them the access rights to the whole thing. So then that's the time you can use this API stuff to do it. I'll just show you on the click what it's doing. On the action, we have set it to the so-called the the URL, the prod URL, the web URL, and that URL kicks in to do the refresh. Whenever the user clicks on it, it triggers this workflow, and the trigger of the workflow results in the refresh of your data set. So you can imagine how with the help of these APIs we can do all these tasks very easily and very in a more frequent and a more better manner in a sense. So so these things can be done very easily across. Having said that, another one that I'm going to show you is so with this API calls, you can always do lot of other tasks. That, for example, you can send email notifications on certain things by clicking. You can send your reports output as part of that API call. So you just you can just create those button, and on click of the button you can ask them to with Power Automate you can do n number of automations across as part of the trigger and the workflows. So you can see the way you can build all these things. Another one that I wanted to show you is the streaming data set. How you can build a streaming data set with help of the Power Automate. So for that we'll do a small demo across. Uh, yeah, we'll create a new streaming data set. We'll do it via the API call. We can put it as demo underscore Spain. It's asking what all different stuff you're gonna get it from the API dataset. It has to be a number. Okay, I'm gonna create this one. Done. So once that is done, I can go to the yeah. So you can set the recurrence accordingly. I've done it as 2 hours. You can do it at any go. This is so what we're trying to build streaming data set is that we are doing it for a space station. We are trying to see exactly where the space station is going to move across. So it's just a JSON file that is there. Just see the output. So you can see there's a latitude and the longitude values of the system. Then there's a timestamp. There's a message. You can use this so it just uses this API call, and then when you see where is it? Yeah. So you can see you just need to put in the API name and just nothing else. Then you just go to parse JSON task. You can generate it from sample. You can use the one that we saw just now, and it will generate the sample. So you can imagine you don't have to go through all these troubles of JSON and all this. The Power Automate does it for you, and then just okay, I'll delete this one just to show you how we can configure it. We can add a new step, search Power BI. Now you can see all the 4 tasks that was listed initially. So we're going to add rows to data set. It's going to be under my workspace. The data set should be this pink one. You can create a custom value. You can create a real-time data. What happened to this one? Did not. Okay, because the issue is the way we created the data set. So we didn't allow the historical data, so that's why it's not letting into the payload. Okay, so we'll use another one for this one just to see the data. So you see that you get the values across which are the values, then you can put those values from expression from the dynamic content out here, put the latitude for latitude, longitude for the longitude, message for message, because the timestamp is very different one, so I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to use an expression, and I'm done with it. And then it will collect the data from as per the so-called frequencies, and then you can build a lot of reports over it. I just built one space report. I'm just going to show the where it's collecting the latitude and the longitude. So I just created this report, so you can see the difference of the whole thing across from space station across the whole area. So this is what you can do it with the help of the integration. I want another one that we what I wanted to build was the trigger. How you can trigger it via the normal Power BI data alert. Let me see, and it the trigger only happens with 3 tasks. It's only the trigger can be only triggered on the card, gauge, and the so I just created one trigger out here. Just give me a second if I have it here or not. Content is the data alerts demo. Yeah. Okay. So and the gauge. So what we can do. Give me a second. Okay, give me a second. Where is my show you where is the data? Where is my workspace? Yeah. So we have created a data alert here. So we created a manage alerts. So you can add a data alert rule. So alert for total sales. If total stores goes beyond 103, so you can see frequency. You can save it, and then you can come here from a data alert perspective. So it will show you here the data alert. Then you can do a number of tasks. Then you can send notifications. Then you can do an updates to a system. So for example, if you want to see, okay, no, this has to be done via this one, then you can alert the teams, required teams. You can do n number of tasks from the Power Automate perspective and get the things done, the process that you're trying to automate it. So basically, let me come back to the presentation. So see, we saw how we can refresh the dataset with API, how we can refresh the dataset normally, how we can add rows to the streaming dataset. You get a lot of templates out in Power Automate where you can stream the Twitter data, where you can stream a lot of other stuff. It's a pre-built templates out there. You can use that also to have a better understanding of things. There are about 132 templates, so you can imagine what are the different tasks that can be done across. So then it's share the email on the drive or on the drive the data set. Then the data alerts that we just saw, where we can add a data alert and then add it to see, it tells you even to use Power Automate to trigger the additional actions that can be done across this one. So that's something you can do it. So I'll have an end to my session as of here. So do let me know if you have any questions, guys.
Not from my part, not. I think it's a very detailed show that you have done, and there is a lot to digest for our part. Good that we have your video, so I myself I will revise it to see some points I found interesting. But right now I have no question. I don't know if someone else.
For me, it's very clear everything.
Uh-huh.
At the word.
And sorry for the fast English if I went somewhere there. Sorry
It's
for
fine.
that. And you guys can reach out to me anytime. I have created for individual topics within this thing, Power Apps and all this thing. I've built some complex Power Apps out